Hey, back on the pig trail with Otis Kirk, our recruiting insider, and a very busy weekend on the Hill for Arkansas football. The spring game, of course, was on Saturday. A handful of official visitors. Now let's start with Mason MANGUM because he was here for the spring game, and he's out of Austin, Texas. He commits. He's out of the class of 2020.
Yeah, he's one of those kids, you know, Drew, that Arkansas talks about family and the culture and stuff.
Sure, yeah.
Well, that's why he's coming to Arkansas. He told me last night that, you know, he sees the family atmosphere, how the coaches care about the kids, but beyond just football. And you hear that so much. And most coaches go out here and preach that, but Chad Morris and his staff practice it. And the thing about it is they've been here for a year now with the exception of Coach Ingram. And these kids are starting to, you know, buy in because they talk to the players on campus, they talk to kids that are here, and they find out that that's not just recruiting talk, it's real deal. And Mason told me the atmosphere, the culture just created by the coaches was why he chose Arkansas, you know. I mean, the kid's a very good athlete, stand out in track, very high vertical jump, just outstanding player, and the type that can come in and maybe do for Arkansas what the Quinn kid down at SMU did for them once he transferred from LSU over to SMU. And you know, and this kid, you know, he's not a possession receiver. He's got legit 4.4, 4.5 speed, you know. So I mean, he can run. And so yeah, he's a player that probably Arkansas got on, you know, Coach Stepp and some of those guys got on him a little bit, maybe jumped the gun on some offers before some others, although they just recently offered him. But I think he was a kid that if Arkansas doesn't get him, he blows up in the recruiting, and then you got a battle on your hands. But yeah, he's a good player.
He looks like it. Out of Lufkin, Texas, a pair, JERRIN Thompson, a safety, Jalen POLK, a wide receiver. Both these guys were at Prospect Day on March 9th. Hogs, obviously, in the top two for Thompson. Let's start with him. Yeah,
LSU and Arkansas right there. He is going to visit Oklahoma State in a couple of weeks. You know, TCU's still in the mix. The thing about LSU is he likes them, but he hasn't seen them really that much. So, you know, he really likes Arkansas, kid that can come in and play very early. And it's just a safety that can run, got decent size, just a kid that you're not going to see. He kind of fits into what they're looking for with the safeties, you know, kind of like they're building with Cam Curl. You've got Joe Fauché, you know, Miles Mason, those guys. He's kind of along those lines of what they're trying to build back there, and be a great pickup. And Arkansas's got a chance to him. Like I said, he was just here March the 9th. He's back now. He's been here. So there's a kid that I think a lot's going to depend on when he starts seeing LSU as much as he's seen Arkansas, what's going to happen then. And he goes into Oklahoma State in 2 weeks, but I really think this is going to come down to Arkansas and LSU.
POLK pretty explosive?
Yes.
At wide out?
Yes, he is. And I do think Arkansas is a definite leader for him. You know, he talks about the top three, but I think Arkansas is the leader for him and has been for a while. Got very good hands. He's explosive. He can run. He's got good size. Just combination of what you want and what they're trying to get at wide receiver. He can get separation and catch the ball once he gets open. And yeah, I think Arkansas is I think they're in decent shape for Thompson. I think they're in great shape for POLK. Till he says yes, you never know. And I'm not saying it's a done deal, but I do think Arkansas is in very, very good shape for POLK.
Excited about this kid, Darius Snow. We know that Arkansas has done a nice job going into Carrollton, Texas. He's out of Hebron High School. Snow was here over the weekend, and I understand he's going to go to Michigan State next weekend. He has strong ties there in terms of his family, but Catfish Hole, big highlight of the trip for
yes, it was.
Darius.
And this kid, get this, he's from Carrollton, Texas. He's never eaten fried catfish, so until last night. So never had fried catfish, and you know, I mean, when he got here, they said blizzard-like conditions, you know, in Fayetteville. He's big. He's about 6'2". His dad played basketball up there at Michigan State.
Right.
About 6'2", 215, maybe 220. Good-looking kid. I mean, he's what a lot of linebackers look like. He's a safety. He looks like a linebacker. I mean, this is a big kid, and he will hit you hard. Man, I mean, Mark Smith is all over this kid, and he's also in the fall. He's got 4 of his 5 of his. You said Michigan State next weekend, but this fall he's got Notre Dame and TCU official visit set. He's still got one open if he takes it. He's playing it slow on the recruiting trail, but he's got 30 or so offers. So, I mean, he can pick and choose which official visits he wants to take. And for Arkansas to get that first one, that's a credit to what Mark Smith does in recruit, and not just Mark Smith, but the whole staff. But Mark's really recruited him hard, you know. Just very impressive with what they're doing over there and the culture they're building. All these kids, Drew, all of them, talk about the culture, the atmosphere, you know, going out to Chad Morris's house last night, you know, the Catfish Show Friday night. Just very impressive what they're doing with these kids.
Good names there in the mix. So Notre Dame, TCU, you mentioned. Strong list, wide-ranging list, it sounds like, for Darius Snow.
Yeah.
KELVONTAY DIXON out of Carthage, he's been recruited as a running back.
Yeah.
And where is he right now in the process?
Arkansas, Texas, SMU. I think Texas is probably the leader. He's got a brother there. But the thing about Dixon is, you know, there's been some mix-up. You know, they use him as a hybrid player down at Carthage. In other words, wide receiver, running back. He does both, and he could do both. But Arkansas is recruiting him as a running back, which I didn't even know that for sure till I talked to him today. I knew that, I mean, because, like I said, he can play both and excel. But it makes sense that Arkansas is recruiting him at running back because they're in pretty good shape on quite a few receivers. Just plays, you know, his buddy, teammate is Tykees Crawford, who will be here next weekend.
Big kid.
Yeah, Arkansas is in great shape on Tykees. And I think I'll tell you, Dixon, Arkansas might have helped itself on this visit more with Dixon than anyone else. He was really impressed. He was smiling. And, you know, why are you smiling so much? And he said, man, I love it here. Everything, you know. I mean, what do you like about everything? So they really blew him away. He didn't expect it. Even though he'd been here before, he didn't expect it to be that nice. See, the kids on these official visits, they see stuff that they don't see otherwise, you know. I mean, they don't always get to see the everything that there is to see just when they come up for a game. They may get to go meet the coaches, probably, you know, this and that, maybe a little bit of tour of the facilities, but not that much. On the official visit, they see just about everything, the academic and everything, and he was just blown away with it. Like I said, he might be the kid that they helped themselves the most on this visit. So, I mean, you know, I still think he probably goes to Texas, but I do think Arkansas, if they get him, it'll be in a large in part because of this visit.
Made some strides over the weekend. Jamie Greedy Vance already committed to the Hogs, and he comes from a familiar place in terms of the Arkansas recruiting circles because he's former teammates with Devin Bush. Bush currently already with the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Yeah, and Bush, and this goes back to what we talked about at the beginning of this, about relationships and stuff. He said he talked to Devin Bush. I asked him, how does Devin like it here? And he goes, he loves it here. And he told me that he completely buys into what the coaches have told him because it's, you know, it's what they told Devin in recruiting is what he's living now. And that goes back to trust and relationships, and that's something that you only build. And once you get that, man, I mean, that's gold in recruiting, you know, trust and relationships, because without those, you have nothing in recruiting. I mean, you can sell facilities. Everybody has facilities. Everybody has a chance to play eventually and this and that, but trust and facilities. I mean, trust and relationships, and that's what Chad and the staff have built. And he was really impressed with it. And Devin Bush, I asked him real quick, I said, did Devin, since that was his player host, I said, did Devin talk your ear off about the pick six? And he said, no, he didn't even bring it up. And so I don't know if Greedy was telling me the truth. Jamie was telling me the truth on that. His nickname's Greedy, but yeah, I don't know if he was telling me the truth on that. But no, I mean, Devin told him that what the coaches had told him was true. And man, when you have that, you got gold in recruiting.
Devin was a 4-star, and for good reason. We saw some of his talents on display yesterday in the spring game. Yeah,
and Jamie is a kid that after he committed to Arkansas, he went to a couple of these national camps, you know, like Nike and stuff.
Showcases and
something like that. Really excelled. Got, you know, top awards and stuff, and that's going to help him. He's a 3-star, but I could see his rating possibly go up, you know, and the schools are still recruiting him.
Yeah.
And I asked him, are you going to take other visits? And not sure yet. So, you know, but Arkansas is in good shape there.
All right, great work. And you know who typically does great work on the golf course? Maria Fossey, right? She's pretty good. Yeah. We're going to talk about Maria coming up. Of course, she finished second in the Augusta National Women's Amateur yesterday. More on that coming up.